I selfishly enabled my sex-addicted wife and it ruined both of us. I don't know why I'm posting this here. Maybe I need someone to scream at me. Maybe I want to feel less like the villain I probably am. Either way, I've got no one I can tell this to in real life. My friends would turn on her. My family would disown me. And honestly, I deserve both. My wife and I met when she was in recovery. Not fresh out of rehab, but still raw. She was clean from drugs and open about having a complicated past. She mentioned she used to be wild, but always framed it like something in her rearview mirror. She drank socially, wine with dinner, a few beers at parties. That seemed normal to me. I never questioned it. She had this insane sex drive. I'm talking movie scene level freaky sometimes, but always consensual and fun. I thought I hit the jackpot. We got married a year after dating, and for the most part, things were solid. Until one night about 8 months ago. We were out with friends. She got drunk. Like actually drunk, not tipsy. First time I'd seen her like that. When we got home, something changed. It wasn't just sex. It was primal, unhinged, like she'd been holding back for years and just let go. And yeah, I loved it. We both did. It was fun, exciting. It felt like some forbidden side of her cracked open and wanted to play. After that night, I didn't see a problem. I mean, what's the harm in cutting loose every now and then? So when it happened again a couple weeks later, I didn't stop it. I encouraged it. I started stocking her favorite drinks, suggesting shots, hyping her up when she hinted at doing something wild. I told myself it was just spicing things up, that it was healthy. Hell, she even brought it up sober. How free she felt. How good the sex was when she wasn't in her head. I didn't realize I was waking up a monster. What I saw as fun was actually her addiction stretching its arms again. I was feeding it. I became her dealer, but instead of pills, I used vodka and tequila. And when she started acting shady, disappearing for hours, dodging questions, I ignored the warning signs, because she'd come back and screw my brains out, and I didn't want that to stop. The guilt didn't start until the threesome conversation. That's when the spiral hit full speed. But that's for another part. Right now, I just need to admit, I saw her demons coming back, and I handed them a drink. After that first wild night, things blurred fast. We were getting drunk more often. Weekends. Then a couple times during the week. Always just a few drinks at dinner, but it would end with us tearing into each other like animals. Every time was something new, different positions, toys, roleplay, even filming. I was hooked. She was electric when she let go, like this unleashed fantasy version of herself. I'd never felt more wanted in my life. It sounds messed up now, but at the time, I thought I was helping her. She seemed happy, confident, alive. I was the guy who brought that out in her. I wore it like a badge. But I started noticing cracks. She'd disappear for hours with vague excuses. Running errands, catching up with an old friend, stuck in traffic. She'd come back buzzing, smiling, touchy, almost too energetic. Then she'd pour a drink and pull me into bed like nothing happened. I ignored it. I wanted to believe this was just the new us. A little wild, but still in love. Still okay. Then one night, I caught her in a lie. She said she was with her sister. I called her sister to ask her to grab wine on the way over. Her sister hadn't seen her in days. I confronted her. She looked me dead in the eye and said I just needed space. No apology. No explanation. We argued, cried, made up. And that night, best sex we'd ever had. She got drunk again. She said she wanted to forget the fight. I helped her forget. Looking back, I hate that version of me. Not because I was angry or betrayed, but because I was relieved. I didn't care where she had been. I just wanted the high again. The intimacy. The chaos. I poured her another drink the next night. And the next. Hoping that if I kept feeding whatever this was, I wouldn't lose her. The guilt didn't really hit until I asked her about a threesome. We were buzzed, lying in bed, talking fantasies. I mentioned the idea casually, just a what-if kind of thing. She froze. Said she wasn't into it. Said that stuff belonged in her past. I dropped it. Or at least, I thought I did. A week later, she went out with friends. Texted me she'd be home late. I fell asleep waiting for her. At 3 a.m. she walked through the door with someone else. It was 3 a.m. I heard the door unlock, and honestly, I thought she was alone. I didn't even get out of bed at first. I was half asleep, brain fogged. Then I heard voices. Laughter. A male voice. My stomach dropped. I walked out of the bedroom and there they were, her and some guy, arm around her waist like they'd done this before. She looked stunned when she saw me, like I wasn't supposed to be there. Like she forgot she had a husband. The guy looked equally confused. I asked what the hell was going on. She said they were just hanging out, that he was a friend. Her words were slurred. She was clearly drunk. He just stood there, awkward and silent, like he'd walked into someone else's nightmare. Then she turned to me and said something I'll never forget. Do you want to join? She meant it. She thought that would fix it. That it would make me shut up and go along with whatever this new version of her wanted. I didn't join. I told the guy to get out. He left. She got mad at me. For embarrassing her. We fought. The kind of fight where you both say things you don't even realize you believe until they come out of your mouth. She ended up leaving that night, packing a bag and going to her mom's. I didn't stop her. I sat on the couch for hours just staring at nothing, trying to convince myself this wasn't as bad as it looked. That maybe she was just drunk and didn't know what she was doing. But I did know. And I think deep down she did too. The days after that were weird. We texted. Sometimes fought. Sometimes flirted. She'd come over during the day, do chores, talk like everything was fine, then head back to her mom's at night. I started to believe we could fix it. That it was a phase. A breakdown. Something temporary. Then I got sick. Pain. Itching. I went to the doctor thinking it was something mild. Turned out I had an STD. My blood ran cold. I'd only ever been with her. This was my wake-up call. That night, I waited for her to fall asleep on the couch. I grabbed her phone. And what I saw destroyed me. I didn't go looking to catch her. I went looking to understand. I wanted to believe she was lost, confused, maybe messing around with one person. I wanted something I could forgive. But her phone didn't give me that. Her phone gave me a punch to the chest. The first thing I saw were photos. Dozens of them. Her naked. Her with other men. Her with women. Group shots. Selfies. Explicit videos. Nothing censored. Nothing hidden. Like it was her private trophy case. And it wasn't old content either. Timestamps proved this was recent. Some were from the past few days. Some taken in hotel rooms I knew weren't local. My hands were shaking. I felt sick. I was still sitting next to her sleeping body when I opened her Reddit app. That's when everything came crashing down. She had an alt account. I won't name it, but if you saw it, you'd think it belonged to someone who'd been doing this for years. She posted nudes, wrote about her encounters in explicit detail, answered messages, even flirted in comment threads like it was her job. There were posts about her work trips. Stories about meeting guys in bars, sneaking off at lunch breaks with coworkers, threesomes, foursomes, risky public stuff. One post said, "My husband has no idea. I'm addicted again and I don't care." She listed body counts like they were badges of honor. I counted at least 25 different people in 1 month. Maybe more. All while I was home, thinking we were patching things up. The betrayal wasn't just the cheating. It was how casually she was living a double life. She'd smile in my face, do laundry, tell me she missed me, then an hour later be messaging some guy about meeting behind a motel. I confronted her the next morning. She didn't even deny it. She cried. She apologized. Said she wasn't herself. Said she felt out of control. Said I should have stopped her. And that wrecked me the most. Because she wasn't completely wrong. I gave her the first drink. I encouraged the chaos. I fed her addiction because it made me feel wanted. And when it spiraled out of control, I pretended not to notice. I told her I had an STD. She froze. Didn't even ask which one. Just muttered, I figured. She moved out again after that. But the worst wasn't even over yet. After she moved out, I didn't hear from her for about a week. No texts. No calls. Just silence. I thought that was it. Maybe this was how it ended, quiet, sad, and completely unresolved. But then I got a call from her mom. She asked if I could stop by their house so we could talk. I didn't want to go. But part of me still wanted closure. Part of me still loved her, stupid as that sounds. So I went. I sat on her mom's patio drinking lukewarm tea while she gave me the most awkward, robotic pep talk of all time. She's struggling, she said. She's hurting. She's got demons. I expected that. What I didn't expect was this. I thought she was getting better. I didn't realize it had gotten this bad again until I caught her with a man in my house. I blinked. Turns out while staying with her mom, my wife had brought home a stranger, someone she met online, and slept with him in the guest room. Her mother walked in on it. Not stumbled upon evidence. Walked in on them. I asked why she never told me. She just gave me this exhausted, hand-waving excuse. She's my daughter. I didn't want to ruin what little she had left. I thought I could help her without dragging you into it. Without dragging me into it. As if I wasn't already bleeding from every angle. As if finding out that way didn't make it worse. It hit me right then. I wasn't just betrayed by my wife. Her mother, the one person I thought might be a neutral force, had been keeping me in the dark too. Just like everyone else. I had been spinning in the storm alone, and everyone around me knew way more than they let on. I left without finishing my tea. I drove around for 2 hours numb. I didn't go home. I didn't even know where home was anymore. The place we built felt like a graveyard. Later that night, I got a long text from my wife. She said she was checking into an inpatient facility. That she was sorry. That she finally realized how deep her addiction went and that she couldn't fix it on her own. She didn't ask for forgiveness, just space. And even though I was still furious, even though she destroyed us, I cried reading that text. Because despite everything, I still wanted her to get better, even if I couldn't be part of it anymore. A few weeks passed. I didn't respond to her message. Not because I didn't care, but because I didn't trust myself. I needed to draw a hard line or I'd get pulled right back into her gravity. And I couldn't survive another round of pretending we were okay when we weren't. She checked into rehab like she said. I only knew because her sister messaged me to confirm it. She said they were hopeful. Said she was going to be in for 90 days, maybe longer. Said they were focusing on the root causes, childhood trauma, the sex addiction, the spiral after she stopped therapy the first time. I nodded through the screen like any of that made it better. And then I broke. I walked into her bedroom, my bedroom now, and found one of her earrings on the floor. Just lying there in the corner like it had been waiting. I sat down on the edge of the bed, held it in my hand, and finally let everything hit me at once. The lies. The nights I pushed her to drink. The moments I ignored the warning signs. The thrill. The sex. The damage. The version of her that came alive and the version of me that didn't want to stop it. I loved her. But I also helped destroy her. It's hard to explain how that guilt sits in your chest. It's like loving someone while simultaneously being the weapon they used on themselves. And I know people will say she made her choices, and she did. But I was the one standing on the sideline, cheering her on because it felt good. Yeah? She's in treatment. I'm in therapy too. That was something I didn't expect, but I needed it. I talk to a guy once a week who helps me untangle all of this, the codependency, the guilt, the confusion between love and lust, pleasure and pain. We're not together. We don't talk. Sometimes I wonder what she's doing. If she's actually healing. If she's being honest in her sessions the way she never really was with me. Other times I hope I never hear from her again because if she called, I don't know if I'd have the strength to say no. People keep telling me I didn't ruin her, that I couldn't have saved her. Maybe that's true, but I did love her in a way that let her rot, as long as I got what I wanted. And that's something I'll carry for the rest of my life.